Hello Internet and welcome to another Leks Plays video. Today I'm doing something a little bit different, but it's not the normal sort of something a little bit different I do. What I'm actually doing is I'm recording this video to actually just discuss my thoughts on Dragon Ball Xenoverse. It's the newest Dragon Ball game set in the Dragon Ball universe that was released about a month ago towards the end of February. I picked this game up yesterday and I put in a few hours so far today. And I just thought, you know what, I'm enjoying this, but I do have some thoughts on the game as a whole. So you know what, I thought I'd talk about it. As I said, this latest Dragon Ball Z game is developed by the Japanese developer Dimps, who are actually the guys who released the original sort of the Budokai series, which were really the actual original. That's absolute nonsense. I'm talking absolute nonsense talk. But that was they were two of the Dragon Ball games that I originally played when I was younger. I absolutely loved them. I've got very fond memories of those games, playing them on my GameCube. Yeah, I didn't play them on the PS2. Played them on the GameCube, so I only got Budokai 2 really, never got the third one. And for a couple of years I've been thinking, should I get the new one that comes out every now and then? And I've not really wanted to. Then Dragon Ball Universe came along, saw it. I saw some people playing it, and I thought, you know what, I really want to play this.
Hey!
And while I am genuinely enjoying the game, it does have a few little things that do irk me a little, and things I would like to discuss really about the game. One of them really being, one of the things I'd just like to know is Trunks here, his voice whenever you go and talk to him in the overworld.
Hey! Hey! Hey!
So yeah, no different voice ever comes out of his mouth on the overworld except, hey!
Hey!
I wish they'd used a better sound clip. I really do. It actually drives me nuts. Anyway, and yeah, and I've only played a few hours, so imagine what that will become like. Probably in a good 10 hours into this game. But anyway, I think I'll jump into a story mission, and I'll probably try and pick out things that pop up here, and then try and discuss those things as they go.
So, what are you doing there, buddy?
That is now one of the things I would like to speak about.
Hey!
The actual
Our fight
animation
isn't
is
over
good.
yet.
It's not really about the whole thing of it clipping, though. I have seen decent amounts of clipping in the game. I would have hoped that they'd
really
done a bit so that wasn't always going to happen so much.
Looks like you gathered the Dragon Balls!
The main thing I've seen with animation that really I'd like to talk about is the lip sync. Because I originally watched Dragon Ball when I was a kid, so I was watching. Was that the Ocean Dub? Was the Ocean Dub? I can't. I think it was actually that point over in the UK. So we never got the Funimation dub over here, I don't believe. Yeah.
You again!
So I've completely lost track. Anyway. What was I saying? So yeah, about the animation, a lot of the lip sync. So I watched that dub. So I never watched it in Japanese. I've watched it occasionally in Japanese just to see what it's like. Now that I've gotten a bit older. But one of the things I've really noticed with this game is for the English dub, a lot of the time the actual lip sync is so badly out. It's really bad.
Oh no!
I mean, half the time it's acceptable, but a lot of the time it looks like it's just dubbed. It's just matched for the Japanese version. Which you would have thought for a game that's had sort of the level of marketing that Xenoverse has. I mean, it's not had like
What's going on?
adverts and everything. It has had a lot of internet marketing that I've seen.
Now, all that's left
You would have thought they'd been able to pay the animators or hire a few animators to deal with overseas dubs of the game. I mean, I go into the. Where do I change? Can I change dialogue? I can't change dialogue in the mid game. I have a feeling if I changed to the Japanese dub, that would just be spot on. I mean, a lot of time with animation,
We're going back to the
especially with anime,
basics.
you can forgive the voiceover, especially if there's the occasional mistake. Because in anime the lip flaps are a lot simpler than with animation such as this. It's a lot easier to dub in and have it be so close to the mouth flaps that you don't have to worry about it. The problem with animation is 3D animation is because you get all those different angles and there's a lot more articulation in the mouths. Is that
So, what are you doing there, buddy?
see a lot of things can seem
Hey!
very off, very
Our fight isn't
easily,
over
and
yet.
It's very off-putting a lot of the time. But really, that's my main thing on the animation of this game. I mean, you get the clipping, but beyond that, I mean,
Really
it's
switch
fine,
bodies?
It's absolutely
Looks like you're getting the Dragon Balls.
I mean, the actual combat animation I think is fantastic.
So I can get my
The
body.
movements look brilliant. Next I'd like to speak about is the controls. And then, so yeah. Xenoverse, I feel, from what I know of the fighting game, divulges a lot from the sort of traditional paradigm of you use different buttons to create combos to pull off super moves or power up moves or whatever you want to call it. I mean, the original Budokai games that I played, they were very much like that. You press punch, energy blast to perform a Kamehameha or something along those lines. Punch kick, right trigger, did something. Xenoverse has taken a very different approach to that. You still have the 4 buttons. You have your punch, you have your weak attack, light attack, energy blast. The A button actually now causes you to rise,
Yes. Nice
adding
one.
another level to
Now
the
it's all back to normal.
combat again, so adding a 3D aspect to it,
I lost!
which can be a boon and a fail sometimes, especially when you have knocked someone off somewhere. Your character's facing a completely different direction and fires off the energy blast that way. What they've done in this game is they've actually taken on a trigger system.
What is
So
going
with this
on?
game,
Goku and
as I
Ginyu
said,
switching
X
places.
is, well, I'm using an
That's how
Xbox
it's supposed
controller
to be.
but for me,
Now,
X is
all
light
that's
attack,
left
Y is
to
heavy
beat Ginyu
attack,
and everything will be back
B
to
is
normal.
energy blast, A up.
Luno! Perfect
Right,
timing, I
bumper,
must say.
that is lock on to the
Very
character
much,
because of that
Captain.
3D aspect.
It's
It does mean you have to do a bit
inexcusable
more
to lose the
managing of who
Dragon
you're
Balls.
aiming at, especially now that they have more
I
characters
can
on
manage
screen.
to get back. I wonder what I should do.
Right trigger brings up your super move, all your superpowers. So your super moves. So Kamehameha, got my Kaioken there, Evil Explosion, Meteor Crash. So some of those are energy attacks. One of these is a transformation. I do say that in the and then you get your strike moves. So yeah, Meteor Crash,
Don't
strike
just
move.
stand there! Fight!
So yeah, and then you've got the right trigger, left trigger, and that lets you do the super
Now,
speed,
I will be
flying
your opponent.
around, and LB is your guard button. Now what happens also
You're
if
just a
you
stupid monkey
on
and you're
RT
nothing but our
and
slave.
the LT trigger
going to show
is it
you
actually
just
brings
how
up
awesome we
ultimate
are.
moves. So in this case I have a move called break
Don't
down,
get carried
full
away,
full power
useless
energy
fool.
blast volley,
Your
instant
breath.
ray,
I told you to stop breathing when you're around me.
Something I do like about the combat in this game is the vanish move like that is used in some things. And I'll take that Kamehameha to go to the face.
To think that I can kill
While I find
by
it weird
some
that,
lonely
because I am
monkey.
very used to that traditional paradigm of control of it being
Saiyan.
do this to pull off X
This
move,
really
do Y to
sucks.
pull off X
That's the last
transformation.
thing I want to hear
I
from
do actually
you.
really like the new because it means it's less combo based, which I mean, as I'm not a big fighting fan, so trying to remember all those combos was always a bit of a task for myself. It's like, okay, how do I do this, how do I do that? Constantly popping into the combo list menu so that you can remember how to pull off even some simple moves. Well, no, not exactly so much the simple moves, because you probably ingrain those into your mind pretty quickly. But it means that I can now perform the more powerful moves without having to worry so much about. One of those get to choose them. So what you do is actually fill up the super move menu. Oh wow, that was unpleasant.
Let's finish this!
But I like that. I like the fact they've
There it
simplified
is.
it all.
Please make it in
But the
time.
hardcore players are probably not going to like that at all because, yeah, it is effectively dumbing down. And,
Finally.
oh god, that
It's
flicker
all
there,
back
that
to
shadow flicker
normal.
was awful.
Damn it! This time!
But I like it because it just makes it a lot easier for myself
Perfect!
and probably for a lot of other players who
They
want to
won't
play a
let
Dragon
you.
Ball game, maybe aren't big general fighting game fans. Now, something that really does affect the combat that I do need to speak about, that you do really need to think about if you're going to pick up this, or even if you have Xenoverse, you probably have already experienced this. A lot of the Xenoverse battle arenas, they're these big open arenas, and they have rocky formations.
Well,
spray
you've
around
got
it.
some good moves.
Thank you, Piccolo. But they have these rocky formations, so you probably don't experience it a lot in those, but you do occasionally. So you fight into a corner, you're around the rocky areas, and then the camera moves because you don't generally control the camera beyond using the left thing to like control the way you're moving. So the camera, you do not control it. So the problem that causes, though, is because the right stick is actually used to select enemies. So the problem that causes is that sometimes your camera will get into a point where you can't actually see anything beyond your character because it will just zoom in directly on them. And I a number of times have actually failed the mission because I've managed to accidentally lock myself in a point. Oh, this is
You're
new.
pretty
Spoilers
sharp.
alerts, by the way.
It must have been you snooping around. I hope you weren't thinking of interfering. That'd be a mistake.
A
But there is a
costly
mission
mistake.
earlier on.
I will
inside
eliminate
Frieza's
you
ship,
here and
but
now.
because it's inside, it is a lot easier to lock yourselves into those points where you cannot see very far outside your field of view. It has caused me a few issues a number of times. But okay, moving away from that, next thing I'd like to talk about is the character creation.
It's them.
I mean, that's one of the
They're
main
the ones
things this
changing
game was
history.
built
Now
as
it's returned to normal.
In fact, I think it was only
That's
a few
the
months
one who's
before,
been
because,
interfering
originally
with
they
us
were
all
building this
along.
game as having a
Looks
brand
like
new
it.
Dragon Ball character.
We've been making things interesting too.
Pause that while I talk about that for a second. They built it as having a brand new Dragon Ball character. But then a few months... Ooh, there's something is going on there actually. I think it keeps flickering actually. But something that... Why is it almost every time I speak, I think? It happens. I'm going to move actually. Nope.
What?
Was
But
that
you
there'd
switching
been
with
new
Genyu
characters,
was
but
a
then they
splendid
revealed a few
move.
months before the
It made
release
me
that
laugh.
this would actually be character created.
There's no mistake.
Player created characters.
They're the ones
Which
behind us.
everybody sort of jumped at. I mean,
You must be very
myself
confident
particularly,
in
I know
your
I like the
skills.
idea that I can create.
Am I right?
I
Show
like
it
the idea that I can create a character from a number of different races and just be involved in the Dragon Ball universe in a very different way to what it used to be in older games. Where it'd be you're going to play as Goku fighting off the Saiyans from the same point of view for the 50th time. Which actually has quite a tiring sort of angle to play, so it's very interesting. I like it this time, the fact that I can play the character I have created, interact with the story, interact with the lore in a slightly different manner. Though in this time around they have created a slightly new story, but it does work from a lot of the older material because what's happening is, spoiler alert, yet again, is the fact that these guys, these characters are
Keep
coming in, they're
concentrating on
messing
your
with
training.
historical events. You have been summoned by Trunks, who is, due to his sins against time for using a time machine, has been basically forced, he's been chain ganged into helping the Kai of Time sort of repair these issues. But yeah, so you come in and you and what that does is that opens it up for a bit more fun. I mean, besides the main story where you are going in, you are interacting with these big events, but there's different things happening. I mean, like in this case, in this game, it does show an example of something being different. I mean, in the original canon, Ginyu took over Goku. In this canon, at one point, you actually do see Ginyu taking over Vegeta, and he actually... Much to probably Vegeta's chagrin, he has to perform some Ginyu moves, which is quite hilarious in my opinion. It's just not something you expect. And on top of that, beyond the main story,
Seriously? Is that
they
all?
have a thing called
What a
parallel
disappointment.
quests, which you actually can go and help villains in the game. So, in the main overworld, I think it's called Tokitori Town or something, Tokitoki Town or something. You will get NPCs pop up of the characters from the series, like Nappa,
It's
Raditz,
Don't worry.
Piccolo, and you'll actually go in and help
I'll
them on
use
missions.
your energy
like,
well.
Raditz helps you come in and asks you to come and help him defeat Goku and Piccolo from early on the
Hold
story.
on, Mira.
Nappa, the same sort of thing. So it's always interesting that they've added that in, because you get to play on effectively on both sides of the...
Say,
Oh god.
who's
that-
supporting
was that
you?
like
Who's backing
Was
you
there
up?
any actual animation there besides looking one way and suddenly character just changing to... Never
You
mind.
can't have done this on your own.
But anyway,
Travel through
beyond the
time like
character,
this? Just to fight us?
beyond it... I've lost my train of thought completely there.
So,
I just like the fact
The
that they are
silent
changing
treatment,
up a little
huh?
bit. There is a bit more variation in the story because they are adding in characters. They are changing events.
No
they are
matter.
Going and trying to change
let's
them
leave them
back.
for now, Mira.
I do like the fact that they are messing around with established canon a bit, which is always
You
fun.
don't mind, right? They're nothing right now.
Dropping
now.
the controller, that's not good.
That is.
I feel like a bloody idiot now. That's why you don't hold your controller with one hand. Yeah, as I said, one of the things they built this game as having was the character creator
Well,
system.
let's
Which,
move on to the next
While
era.
it sounded fantastic, sadly what has happened is it's not actually very deep. There is very
I'll let
limited
you live for
options,
now.
which sadly leads to very little variation in the
But
character. Because as I mentioned,
get in our
there is
way
an overworld,
again,
and
we'll have
you can
you
either do that
erased.
by seeing that online or
Wait!
single.
It's dangerous to follow them now.
In the single mode, you will see other players' characters, but in the online mode, you will see them moving around. But anyway, a lot of the time, you just see. I'm not sure if this is just down to the
Please, you have to come
cohesiveness
back.
of the players, of the fans. A lot of the time, you see them riffing on the actual designs. Literally,
Excellent
I've seen
job.
guys walking
That was a
around
great fight.
having just called
Now,
themselves Gohan
history
and
is
just
back to
copy the
normal.
design one for one, and you see that way too much. And it does get
You
a tad
found them.
boring.
You finally
sadly.
found the ones changing history.
So I wish they'd just maybe spend
They call
another-
themselves
a bit more
Toa
time
and
in
Mira.
development, creating a bit more
They're
variation
thieves,
in the creation.
stealing energy from warriors of all
I
time
mean,
periods.
Being able to change your hair colour and your skin colour and your clothes colour is not overly deep, sadly.
And because of that, history is changing for the worse.
Though that's
Those
one thing
two,
I do like about the
what are
character
they
creation is
about?
being able to choose your own voice. I mean,
They're
for my
inhabitants
guy
of the
here,
demon realm, from
creatively
hell,
called Lekna, I
in
know
the
I
distant
probably being a
future.
bit hypocritical there. I've actually used Voice 8, which is actually the voice of a guy named Curtis Arnott, more commonly known online
Supreme
as
Kai of Time.
Takamoto 101, who I was actually quite happy to have been hired as a
Toa.
voice actor for this
She's
game.
the
It's
little
nice to see-
sister of Dabura, the Demon King.
It's nice to see some people
And Mira,
who have come from
he's a
effectively the
strong
fandom
warrior that Toa created for her own purposes.
become well known and acknowledged effectively
Together,
in that way.
they are stealing energy in the hopes of releasing the seal that
But anyway,
contains the
moving
demon
on
realm.
from, and sometimes what I feel like I've grown up to, I feel like I have grown up to a bit too much in this game. Beyond that, I have really been
seal's
actually enjoying
released,
this game. I mean, I'm only,
what will happen?
5 or so hours in, maybe 10, 15 hours in. I
The
will
balance
feel
of
very
this
different. Maybe
entire
at that
world
point
will
I'll
collapse.
release an update
And
video,
not just this,
which might just
nothing will
be
remain the same.
gameplay video and me just talking about my experience at that point, because as I said,
Oh,
I'm
no.
only 5 hours in.
Then they're
I am
horrible
only
people.
effectively a taster in. But at this point, I am really enjoying the game. I do think it's a great addition to the series. A very
Villains
good addition.
exist in every
And I would
era,
actually
I'm
recommend
afraid.
it. Oh yeah, there's moments like that. That fantastic animation. They're going to talk no mouth movements whatsoever.
In the past, there was another who tried to overtake the nest of time and seize control.
Animation,
But
good a lot of
luckily,
the times.
he failed.
Sometimes really let down. But yeah, beyond that, generally, while I wouldn't say buy it. I would say still wait for it to maybe get a drop in price, because I would not in any way
This feeling.
recommend paying the £40 retail price. I mean, blimey, that's, in my opinion, quite a lot for a PC game.
No,
I wouldn't
it's
have bought it
too
from
early.
CD Keystone
Why would a
myself.
history shift happen so quickly?
But if you do see it around, you do see it for a good price, I would really recommend playing it. I would really recommend picking up, playing it if you are a fan, if you are looking for just effectively just another taste into the Dragon Ball Z universe. Really.
Damn it. Let's check it out.
But anyway, I think
Talk
that's
to me
really
when
my
you're ready.
main comments for today. I think for a few more minutes, I'm just going to play the game and actually try and enjoy it, and I'm going to keep recording for a little bit, and then I'll end there. Alright. I think quickly I'll go talk to Trunks and get my fantastic little voice.
Hey! Hey!
Yeah, I'm not going to do a mission. I think what I'll do actually is I'll go and show you. And while actually, okay, the character creation itself isn't effectively the be-all, end-all of the actual character customization. There is a lot you can do. There is a lot of items available, though I'm not sure how many of them are actually reskins. There are a lot of different items available and everything to just make your character stand out a bit more beyond the initial character design of making yourself look exactly like Goku or Trunks. I mean, there's an example of someone being created with Reddits. Just trying to see if I can actually find any more that are like that. You know, I've seen some Krilla. I've seen quite a few that are really sort of like, could you not put a bit more effort into that? Majin Chai, Vegeta, Soka. I've not heard of anybody like the name Soka. Is Soka from this series? Dabura.
Greetings.
Yeah, so I think in terms of that, that's a bit more indicative of the actual fandom itself. Yeah, let's play a little bit of a. Let's play a little bit of a parallel quest, the side missions of the game, just so you can see what I was talking about. Where you pop in and you just maybe you aid other characters, you do things maybe you weren't going to do. I think with this one, these actually no, I'm thinking of two completely different things, aren't I? So yeah, the ones where you fight on the side of the enemy, they tend to be just so you find their NPCs around the world map. These are actually going in and just effectively replaying almost sections, but they're more trial sections. They're more, yeah. What you can do in these sections, you can choose to play as different characters that maybe you haven't played as before. I tend to just stick to my customizable character, just because he's.
Hey, it's me, Goku!
I've sort of created him how I want him, and then I'm going to continue to just change him up as I feel with different skills and everything. Yeah. So what are we doing? I did not read the mission synopsis. Naval. That was pretty damn well. I always did find that funny, the way that a lot of priests men are named after things. A lot of the time, not very creative, really. Apple. They're all after fruits or something, I think. A lot of them are after fruits.
Don't give up! There's
Apple,
strength in numbers!
Raspberry, ramen, slowly. But actually, I'm going to stop commenting for a bit. I'm just going to have a bit of fun. I do like some of the moves in this game. Like, those are the ultimate moves.
Didn't see it coming!
I'm not saying just literally just tapping it. You can actually try and make a lot of the moves. Just hold down the button a bit more. God damn it, Goku, you interrupted my attack.
coming.
Ooh, who's this going to be? Yay, power to up, guys. Dupre, Orlan. Who else is here? Oh, Monray. One downfall is there are some missions which are effectively glorified horde modes. They're not the best on getting. I think those ones get a bit more tedious than I'd like, because it's literally just defeat up team guys to complete the mission. It's not fight. It's a fighting game. Story missions are going to get repetitive because it is going to be destroy this guy, beat this guy.
Not bad.
But I prefer it be more, I'm going to fight these powerful guys who are a bit more of a challenge, and I'm going to fight more. I'm going to fight 15 of Raspberry, 16 of Apple, and that's more going to be more just, not so much of a challenge, but more of just a time sink to see if you can deal with having to fight 50 guys. Because those guys on their own, they're not a challenge at all. But the only problem is when you have to fight 15 and each one of them's like picking off some of your health. Yeah, I need to stop commenting the game. That's taking so much fun out of it. And it misrepresents how I actually feel about the game, really, I think. I feel like I'm complaining too much, but I'm not complaining just because I care. Because I'm enjoying the game, and it saddens me to see some of the issues it has, which I feel could have really been worked on and not have happened. Oh, also you have a scouter mode occasionally, so free as a ship. Let's see what's going on over there then. Free ship. That's the thing I was mentioning about. That's the place where your camera gets locked into really bad positions really easily. How you travel to different areas tends to be through these gates that appear. It's through these gates that appear. So imagine when you're fighting like yeah, you've got loads of people around there, and it's like locked in a corner. I could have been playing this game. I used to mess around with my little brother and just seriously, I'd like to play around pretending I was in DragonBall Z. To be honest, I was in university and I was still messing around with my friends pretending that the DragonBall Z was real, and that was fun. It's one of those games that sort of, especially when you're my age and this was something you watched about 10 years ago, it's scary cool. It sort of brings back that childish feel. It's fantastic doing that. One of the things I didn't, besides the actual, like, how you bring up the super attacks, one thing I have changed from this game, from the Budokai series, because that's really my big point of reference for the series, because I've not really played many since then. I did play one of those, a couple of games that were on the Game Boy Advance, but they're very different, because those were more RPG style. What the?
I'm Captain Ginyu of the Ginyu Force! Are you now? Surprising, isn't it? This body has a power of over 180,000! Nothing can stand up against me now!
Go away, Jace. No one likes you.
I'm a saint from Earth. I think... Get a hold of yourself! This isn't a battle you can win easily!
A lot of moves are so over the top. It's just
trying, man.
It's just that childish wonderment I think it really brings down.
Wake up!
I think with that, that's where I think I'm going to end it today, on that death. So anyway, I hope you've enjoyed my my little insights into my comments on, well, Dragon Ball Xenoverse. Despite the glaring issues I feel it has, I am enjoying the game, and I would genuinely recommend it to someone who is a fan of the series, who is looking for a new Dragon Ball game to play. So anyway, as I always say, like, favourite, subscribe, all those good things that all the other YouTubers are asking you to do, and have a good afternoon, weekend, and everything. Anyway, bye!